Joining me now here on the Rich Eisen Show is the head coach of the Houston Texans, the defending champs of the AFC South, I might add. DeMeco Ryans here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Coach?
Hey, doing great, Rich. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Boy, I haven't spoken to you since, I believe, after you took the job, and dare I say, a lot has happened between now and then. How do you view last year's first year for you in Houston, Coach?
Yeah, last year for us, it was a fun year, exciting time. It's kind of what we set out to do, right? Taking a job here, we wanted to just reestablish a fun environment where our fans can be proud of what we were doing here in Houston. We wanted our fans to be proud to wear their Texans gear, as I always said to start off. And when I look back at our season, I think we accomplished that. To see the buzz around the city of Houston, to see, if I go anywhere around the city, to see how excited, right, the fans are about the Texans and how excited they are about the future of the Texans. Like, man, it's been unmatched. You talk about the passion for the fan base here. It's been fun to be a part of it, and that's what I'm most excited about on last year.
Well, it also helps to suit up a unicorn, and it looks like you do, and I understand. And I understand again that he's one of 53, and I'm referring to CJ Stroud, Coach. But it just seems like he does everything so well, including wearing it well. Personally and personably as well. And we just came off a draft where 6 kids at the position went in the first 12 picks, and we're talking about the secret sauce and how can you tell? Having a close front row seat to watching CJ Stroud's rookie season, what can you impart to everybody here about his abilities and what it is, his personal traits that make him so good that might be translatable for us to see how tough it all is, Coach?
I think when you start out, it's first things first, right? He has the talent. He has the arm talent. He has everything that a top quarterback in NFL needs to have when it comes to the physical attributes of playing the position, right? The accuracy, the arm strength, right? The vision. He has all of those things, but it's the intangibles that set him apart. It's the connectedness in the locker room, how he gets the guys around him in the locker room to just believe in him. And he's just one of the guys. He's not off to himself, right? Just because he's the quarterback. He does a really good job of connecting with everyone on the team, not just offensive players, right? He does a good job of connecting with the defensive guys, and all those guys, they're joking, they're having fun. Like, that's how football should be. And everybody feels that relationship, a close relationship with the quarterback. And that's what sets CJ apart, right? And everybody knows what he's capable of doing. And the talent, as he's continued to get better and better throughout the year, right? All our players on our team saw that, and they wanted to play for him. They wanted to play with him. They wanted to get it done. They wanted to be successful. They wanted to do their job better because they knew CJ was going to do his deal. So you don't want to let a guy who's as capable as he is, you don't want to let him down as a teammate. And so it's just that connectedness, how tight he is with all of his teammates. That's the thing that set him apart, and that's the thing that allowed us, right, to gel very quickly in our first year as a team. Because when the guy at the top, at the quarterback position, is as down to earth, as personable, as funny, as just relatable to everyone in the locker room, it allows you to connect much quicker as a team and become a tighter team, and that's what we were able to do last year.
Love it. X's and O's wise, though, again, you've spent many a time with a headset on coordinating against an offense prior to taking this job, and you know what it's like to rattle a rookie quarterback or get him to make a mistake or get him to not see something or see ghosts or something like that. So what moment was it, if there was one last year, where even you were saying, okay, that's not usual. That is something that a veteran can do. That's a most valuable player. That's not an offensive rookie of the year that's out there, Coach?
Yeah, for sure. The moment for me was our Tampa Bay game. I mean, we were in a big-time shootout there with the Bucs and Baker Mayfield, and it was a big-time shootout. And for him, right, they scored on us late in fourth quarter. They scored on us, and we have, I think it's under a minute to go down and score. And just to see the poise, right, to see the confidence and how, he led the offense down on that last drive, and for him to connect with Tank for a touchdown, that, man, it was that moment where I'll never forget it, right? That was the one moment that will always, stand out in my mind forever, right? It's like, man, this guy is very special, right? And most rookies will get flustered in that predicament. They would, try to make something up new or try to force a play. He was just so calm, right? So confident, trusting in the playmakers around him. And man, he delivered big time. And that was a huge win for us. And that was one of the games that was kind of like our mark on our season that let us know, okay, we can win any type of game. It doesn't matter if it's a shootout, right? We can go win that. Right, we can go score at will, so it was a fun game, one to always remember.
Yeah, and you made it to the divisional round, but you technically won 2 playoff games last year, right? I mean, the one to make the playoffs that started with a throw. Coach Ryan's here from the Texans here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Yeah.
When that throw that Stroud made to Nico Collins to start the game in Indianapolis, it looked like one of his throws at the combine. Where honestly, like, he just stood back there and he looked downfield and he just it was a perfect dart. It was a dime. And then,
man.
Right. And then you saw what he did against Cleveland, obviously. So what's year 2? What's your vision for year 2 with him and your team right now, Coach?
Yeah. For me, as I talked to our guys, right, that was a fun first year, right? We had a little success. We're able to make the playoffs and get a win in the playoffs. But we have so many things we can get better at, right? Including CJ, including myself, our entire team. Like, this year, we have to forget about last year. And we have to move on. We have to start new. We have a lot of new guys. So we have to rebuild that chemistry amongst this locker room. Like, 2023 was different now. How are the 2024 Texans? How can we gel together? How can we become tight as a team? And how can we continue, right, our trek up this mountain, right? How can we start that off together and stay as tight as possible as a team and continue to weather through, right, all the growing pains that have happened throughout the season? Like, how close can we become to where, man, we hit the ground rolling? And the cool part about this year is it's the second time around for all of our guys hearing, right, our terminology, things we're asking guys to do, offense, defense, special teams. They've heard it before. So the learning curve, right, we're past that learning curve, so we can hit the ground running. We can do a few more things, get more advanced in what we're doing, right? So I think that continuity, just offensively, defensively, having that continuity really helps our guys with their growth process. It's going to be huge for CJ and all of our guys to hit the ground running. They don't have to do a lot of thinking. Now we can do more reacting and growing as a team.
DeMeco Ryans, head coach of the Houston Texans, here on the Rich Eisen Show on schedule release day. So the schedule comes out, and what are you going to look for? We're going to see.
Oh,
what are you looking for?
I'm looking for that bye week.
That's it. Yeah, right.
making sure we get a good bye. You would like it, for me, I would like it kind of in the middle of the season,
okay,
right? So you have just a good break there. I know it doesn't always work that way, but you have a good break there so you can have a rest before you hit that home stretch towards the end of the season and make your push for the playoffs. So that's the first thing I look at. And then, of course, everybody looks for, the primetime games. That's always the big deal. Everyone gets excited about the primetime games.
Mm-hmm.
Tell our guys, it doesn't matter where we play or when we play, just be the best team on the field that day. But I know everyone gets excited about those games because everyone in the country, right, will have eyes on you, being able to watch. So it's always fun. Those games are fun for our guys, and of course, everyone gets a little more pumped up for the primetime games.
Well, I'm imagining your newest wide receiver will be checking to see when the Bills are coming into your house, right, Coach? Don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He'll probably have that one circled.
I bet sure. So, what are you willing to share about your initial conversation with Stefon Diggs to the fans who, obviously he's incredibly talented. He's a receiver who wants the ball. You have already a ton of talented guys who are the same. What do you can you reveal or willing to reveal about your chats with Stefon Diggs joining your team?
From our first conversation, it was just instantly, like, this guy loves football. He's dedicated to winning, right? And that's one thing. I know the player he is. You've seen him, right? He's been a great player in the league for a long time, made a ton of big plays, right? Memorable catches throughout his career. But, man, his passion for the game is what I love to work with. I love guys who have the mindset that he has, and he wants to win. He loves to work. And I love to work with guys who have that mindset. So we hit it off instantly, right, from our first conversation. And he's a great teammate as well, right? I'm happy to work with him. I know our guys are fired up to have him, here on our team. He's a big-time playmaker. And it's no one else that all the kids around town is more excited about than Stefon Diggs. And where I can't believe you guys signed Stefon Diggs. So the kids are all fired up, especially my son. He's fired up. Everybody's fired up to see Diggs in a Texans uniform this year.
I love it. And by the way, Danielle Hunter's not a slouch of an acquisition either, Coach. I mean, what does he bring to your defense in your estimation?
Yeah, first thing first, man, we get a hometown guy, right? We get Danielle, he's from here in Houston, and it was very important to him, right, to be able to play in front of his family, play in front of all of his friends. Like, that was important to him, right? Because Houston means a lot to him. But the type of player that he is, you talk about a guy who's been a double-digit sack guy multiple times in his career, and it was I tell our guys that pass rush, we need all the pass rushes we can get here. So getting Danielle and being able to get him here, he's going to be a huge boost for our defense. And what we're trying to do, having him opposite Will Anderson, that was a huge get for us.
Yeah, I mean, and, Al-Shaair, that guy is all over the field, Coach. I mean, honestly, in the games I called for him, in Tennessee, I thought there was two of them. I really did. He's unbelievable, and that's another. I mean, I could go on and on about your acquisitions on defense, but I'll let you do that, Coach.
Right, Azeez is great young man. First and foremost, I had the pleasure of working with him in San Francisco, and just seeing where he was an undrafted free agent that we acquired in San Francisco, and just to see his growth throughout his entire career working as a backup. And last year there in Tennessee, he was able to prove that he could be a starter. He can play significant amount of time, staying healthy and making a ton of plays. Like you said, Rich, he's played sideline to sideline. He plays with relentless motor. He's physical, right? And he's a great teammate, right? Azeez is a really great leader. And it's a guy that we needed as that glue in the middle of our defense. So very excited to work with him again.
And before I let you go, a couple more questions here with DeMeco Ryans, head coach of the Houston Texans. Let's talk about the draft. It took till Friday night till you finally chose one. And obviously, your general manager was moving around the draft board. But here we go with Kamari Lassiter. What does he bring to the equation on the back end of your defense?
Yeah. Kamari, he brings versatility first and foremost. But the second thing that sticks out, he brings a physicality that's unmatched. All right, from that corner perspective or nickel perspective, like, this guy's physical. He loves to hit. He loves football. He's dialed in. The tape, it just jumps off, right? There are not many corners who are as physical as Kamari is. And you talk about a smart guy, man. This guy's played multiple positions, and he doesn't miss a beat. And it's been fun working with him. We've only had him for about a couple of days now, almost a week, but it's been fun just working with him, just seeing how much he can handle and absorb.
Well, I mean, smart guy, but if you don't mind me saying, I think he needs to hit the books a little bit to get a history lesson on his head coach. I love this soundbite. Here, play it for the coach. Hit it.
You kind of brought up a second ago the culture that was established in Georgia, when the culture here as well. With DeMeco going to Alabama, you going to Georgia, what were some similarities that you noticed between him and Coach Smart and what they preach?
Coach went to Bama?
DeMeco. Yeah.
I ain't know that.
Oh man, that's awesome. I had to tell him, hey, don't hold that against me, man. I went to Bama. He felt sick. Why are you so shocked that I went to Bama? Right? So, well, come on. That was a funny clip right there. I let him know, I went to Bama. Right now, I know Georgia is the powerhouse now, but at one point in time, Bama did run things for a little bit.
Yeah. By the way, I just love the look on his face where he just where he just kind of hit him like, wait, did I hear that right?
Oh, that was hilarious. What? He was shocked, huh?
Oh, that was funny. I saw that, and that made me laugh out loud. So he's just got to, but that just shows you he's got tunnel vision. He's just about ball. He's not learning much else other than just life and ball, and not learning your history. He's not.
Yeah, he was all locked in. I joked with him this morning about that clip. I said, man, I know I've drafted a lot of Alabama guys around here, but I wanted to switch it up this year. I wanted to stay in the SEC, but I'll just bounce over to Georgia to grab a couple prospects.
Fair and balanced. Being fair and balanced. So last one for you, just the traditional expectation question. I'm sure you get it already, and now you're getting it here, and you'll get it throughout your training camp season and leading up to whatever we learn to be on Wednesday night, your week 1 game. How do you answer that question? The expectation.
Yeah,
question.
Rich. For me, with our expectations and what I ask of our guys is, man, when the schedule comes out, you can't consume the entire thing. Like, no matter how you cook it up, whenever the games are, man, we can only control one day at a time, right? One game at a time. So it's truly, our expectations are about focusing on a process and continuing to grow, develop, continue to get better each and every day. If our team, right, comes together, right, become a very tight team, connected team, and we truly hone in on the small details and the fundamentals and techniques, and we get better every single day, with the expectations, we'll be exactly where we're supposed to be, right? Everybody wants to go get it all, but you don't get there overnight. It just takes, right, it takes dialed in preparation, dialed in, right, deliberate work every single day. If we do that, we'll be where we're supposed to be.
Also helps to know J.J. Watt can give you snaps if necessary, right, Coach?
Come on, J.J., you ready? Let's go.
He said that, though. Did I not hear that, though? Did I not hear that?
He did say that. He said it. He said that last year. He said it again this year. I gotta make sure I take him up on that offer this year.
But he says it in terms of a ripcord. If you need some sort of like a J.J. Watt ripcord, that's a hell of a ripcord to have at your disposal as a head coach in the NFL.
Man, it is. Only if we have to use it, we'll see what he has. J.J., man. Big time player, man. Would love to add him to what we're doing here.
If you ever need it, obviously. And if there's one thing I don't have any question about, it's the togetherness of your team. Obviously, listening to you and talking with you, but also you're an Alabama guy, coaching Georgia guys. You got an Ohio State quarterback, throwing a Michigan wide receiver. If you guys can get along and win with that, you're good. You're good.
We'll find a way to make it work for sure.
Coach, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Rich.
You bet. That's DeMeco Ryans joining us here on Schedule Release Day on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.